It is a gorgeous, gorgeous early October day here in Cincinnati. And I've gotten a wild hair. Now that I finished the Great Guitar Build-Off project, I have gone nostalgic, and I want to attempt to rethink, redesign, maybe not redesign, maybe a little redesign. Anyway, I want to rebuild the very first guitar I ever did that I made in shop class back in 1980. And I've been digging around, and I found the plans. I'm going to the shop here and give you a little quick tour of the instrument at hand and what I'm going to need to do to make a modern version of it that isn't as absurd as the brain of a 18-year-old wannabe rocker came up with. All right, so here it is. Built this thing, shop class, 1980, when I was clearly in a space rock kind of mood. So let me give you a tour of what this is, the issues that I had building it, and a little idea of what I will probably do to kind of give it a new life. What this is a essentially a laminated pine body, because I couldn't source any wood that was thick enough in rural Illinois. You'd think that'd actually be easy back then. All we could afford was pine. The pickups are hand wound single coils. My dad and I made a little winding jig with a walking counter. Actually, it's more like a produce counter or something you use in the store. And it was a hand crank. I still got the wire somewhere. In fact, that might be something we do. Maybe I'll bring that wire over to Mark and say, hey man, make me a pickup out of this. Make me a couple of pickups out of this. In fact, that's what has to happen, right? The electronics, I don't remember exactly how they worked. I think it was volume and tone. I think the volume was the taller of the two. Was that the idea? Push button pot that I don't remember exactly what that did. The neck is one piece of wood, as a simulated with stain fretboard. The dot markers are little pieces of paper, little paper sticker dots. Probably got these machines from, I'm guessing Musician's Friend. Back then there wasn't a whole lot of places to get this kind of thing easily. Flip side of the machines. This has been sitting in a garage for a very long time. Truss rod is just a threaded rod with a nut on the end and on each end and a little hunk of metal to keep it from going anywhere. And the cover for it was just a very, very thin piece of wood that I sanded down not so well. Held on with great big wood screws. Very limited contouring. Here's the inside of the electronics. And we even had it modular, so you could take the whole thing out, I believe. I think that's what this jack was for. Yeah, okay, so the inside one, the taller ones, was the volume, and there's the tones. So there was a problem, though. When I was building this, I was in high school in Earlville, Illinois, population 1,400. I think my graduating class had maybe 36 people in it. It was not big. They were trying to save a little money when the weather got cold, and the weather got really, really cold those winters, 79 and 80. So they decided to cut power to the room where all the wood was kept in. And I mean the whole school, really. They just shut the power off and shut the heat off at night, which meant that the temperature was doing this between night and day. And the results of that fun little bit of temperature fluctuation is this. This body cracked from here to somewhere, I think think it was a big crack like this. You can see where I had to make some interesting repairs just to try to get it to work. Originally, I think the only place for there was a channel was going to be right kind of in here. Maybe not. I don't remember exactly how I was going to do it, but anyway, yeah, cracked right in half. So the guitar plans, I'm still trying to find, and I hope I can find it, the article that my dad found in Popular Mechanics magazine on building a 6-string bass. And I can't find it. I don't know why it's not in here. I feel like I've seen it somewhere at the house. Why I have this stuff still is because I'm an information hoarder. But if I can't find the physical thing here, I'll see if I can't dig it up online and just toss it up so you can see it. Anyway, but what I've got is there's one of the original drawings. A couple thoughts about control layouts. Lots of this kind of thing. Here is the actual paper template I use for the body shape. Let's see. Pretty close. So I'm sure there was some modification made. What else? Plan and procedure. All the stuff you had to do for shop class. A plan okayed by my shop teacher, Larry Emmel. How it might look, I don't know what that's for. I think it was had to do an orthographic drawing or something, and that was the first attempt. How much the wood was gonna cost in board feet. Total cost $5.35. This one's kind of fun because you can see the dotted outline. That was the actual guitar. It was based on out of the article I was talking about, that extreme bass thing. Some ideas for inlay work, which I was totally not going to be able to do. Okay, so of course had to draw a picture of it, you know, in front of a Marshall with me as a rock star playing it, because you got to do that. The neck template, a scale on how to do the frets with a compass. Apparently I didn't go very far with that, but it's an interesting thing. Ooh, yeah, I was so in high school. One side thing that was kind of freaky was going through all these goofy high school me drawings. Not that I'm that much different these days. Was this guy. This thing would have been drawn sometime in 1980. And apparently Barbarella, the double neck I built this year, was not as original thought right now as I thought it was. It just took 42 years to get to. Yee, that's scary. Anyway, so armed with this and this, I'm going to see if I can't relive the glory of the very first guitar I ever built, even though, quite frankly, it was essentially unplayable. It was so much fun doing, and I'm sure that's why I love doing it again so much, even though it took me a very, very long time to get back into it. I hope you enjoy following this process. I hope you do follow this process. You know, like, subscribe, all those things you do. Stay tuned. This should be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to get started.